we should not forget blessing and the grace of either Shiva or we can say existence. How come? In
Um,
sleep, I forget. I don't know whether I'm
there is
dreaming of
some troubles with the sound.
with sound, with sound. Why, still it is a problem. Microsoft speakerphone. Are you clear now?
Yeah, now it's good.
So they never forget, even in the midst of challenges in your personal, professional, and social life. Never forget that there is always a blessing and the grace descending into our life. I'm in deep sleep. Breath is going on, physiological functioning is going on. It is the grace and the blessing. The role of the parents is to just bring the semen and the egg together, and after that my mom was sleeping and everything processes is taking place in the womb of the mother. That existence knows first I have to develop the brain or the right leg or the right arm. Everything is the blessing and the grace. So when the mind is filled with that attitude of the grace and the blessing, it will help us. It will help us to purify the mind. It will help us to dissolve and drop that limited ego. Limited ego causes the delusion and the suffering, and the problem will be over. That is how it is. We have started with the highest text maybe 2 years ago. We left it, we moved to the another sadhana panchakam. It does not mean what you have learned that knowledge is not there. Knowledge did not become a realization. We can say that. Knowledge did not become the realization. It does not mean the knowledge is not there. You learned the driving, and after that you leave the driving for 10 years. You did not drive the car, but 11th year you can drive the car. That knowledge is awakened. So, our master in Krishna in Gita says what he says. Aneha vikramana shusti pratyavayo navidyate. Not a single effort in this direction is lost. Realization and recognition may come later. That is okay. Buddha took 6 years. Buddha took 6 years. Shankaracharya took hardly not only 6 months. So a non-seeker compares Buddha left the kingdom, he left all the riches. We don't say. The Eastern wisdom says he left because of his evolution. Same way the Shankaracharya, same way Raman Maharshi, same way great masters Vivekananda. So it does not mean whatever you have learned is not realized today will not be realized tomorrow. Why I'm saying so? I'm saying so because we are moving to another text which will talk only of the mind, delusion, ego, foolishness. We will work on the mind directly before we move to that sadhana panchakam. Never forget to practice Mangala Charan every day in the morning before going to sleep. Pick up this Mangalacharan is good. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. 3 times. I just made it a simple principle. Every line 3 times. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Meaning, let there be happiness for all. Let there be water for every wave. What? Wave is water. What you are saying? But my mind has yet to realize it. I have the knowledge. Intellectual. Understanding is there. So what I'm saying, let there be happiness for all. So if I translate into the metaphor, let there be water for every wave. Wave is already there. Let there be space for every house. You cannot have a house without space. Mind is not going there. It is understanding. It is not recognizing and experiencing that. Why? Ego. Why? Impurity. Why? Delusion. Ego jumps in. Oh yes, you are right. So I have to fill the water in every wave so that I will find the water in the wave. I. Delusion. I'm just making it again in a different way. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham. These simple Sanskrit verses, or in English, should be repeated as many times as possible during the day. You're going to the office, repeat it. You're returning home, repeat it. You're driving your car, repeat it. Until the mind picks up what you're saying. Every water, let the water be present in every wave. Wave is water. That is realization. Space is home. So what is preventing me? I have to check it. What is preventing me? What is preventing me? Take one real life example. This guy in India told me that I'm totally upset and stressed and I'm frustrated and I have a lot of problems. I said, why? What happened? I spent 5 hours driving to Rishikesh for my master's birthday. I said, did you do favor to your master? What? You see how the ego, we are not talking of arrogance, etc. We are talking of this limited perception. I said, have you said, I have a lot of stress and problem, why? Because I'm going to get married next week. Better don't marry. Don't go to the master. So I just shouted, and then his ego also manifested. That is what I wanted to say. Okay, I will not go. Then I told him that, are you doing favor to the master? Are you making me fool? You see, that is how our limited perception works, because I have, in spite of so much of frustration, fatigue, and the pain, Master, I am visiting you. Don't visit. Master is not hungry for your visit. We want to get rid of this delusion of the mind. You create a delusion. With that delusion, you are approaching the master. Now things are become clear. Let there be, I will put the water into every wave. No! Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Let there be completeness in all. Your mind. When you are saying this, the thought, repetition, conscious repetition changes your attitude. And that attitude will break the guise of delusion. We have to get rid of the delusion to become a great seeker. So what I said, let there be wholeness in all. Let there be wholeness in all. Let there be completeness in all. Is the space complete not in itself? Yes, it is complete in itself. It has the inherent nature. Inherent nature means intrinsic nature. Intrinsic nature means you cannot get without it. You have a space. Without the space, you cannot have the space. Do you understand? The space where means that you have a location lengthwise, widthwise. That is one aspect we define space. And then is the space. The space without space you cannot have. It is inherent nature. The sweetness of a sugar, it is inherent nature. You cannot have it. I have a small house. Space is there. That's why you have a house. I have to change this mind to experience that wholeness. Wholeness is already existing. Intrinsic nature is already there. But what we do? We start searching the sweetness in a salt. There is a jar. You have two jars. Both are full of the white so-called powder. One contains salt, other contains sugar. You put your hand and taste the salt. Salty jar, you say it is salt only. So let me dig deep inside, I may find the sweet. How can you find the sweet? It is happening in our life. I have to think again and again. Honey, why don't you understand? You make me upset. I'm digging the salt. I'm not finding the sweetness. I have to look everything in my life. That employee makes me crazy. I will go today and I will talk to him. Calm down. Don't dig the sweetness in the salt. I have to apply these. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. I'm finding the auspiciousness, means the sweetness in a salty jar, not possible. I have to change this attitude. If I don't change this attitude, that is what we say, whether you say delusion or we say ego, or we can say impurity of the mind. Many names are given, and at last we say ignorance. So don't leave this practice at any moment in your life. Why the mind will return to that delusion, you repeat it. Mind will return, you repeat it. Why? Another objection I'm trying to solve. What is that objection? That objection seems very simple. We have taken for granted, and we don't recognize it. What do you mean by taken for granted? It is my impulsive nature. It is my habit. It is my instinctive. I'm living in delusion. I'm living in foolishness. But what is that? So, what is the question? Illogical question, which appears very logical. What is the question? I have lot of stress. Very good, just take pills and or relax and it will go away. What I'm saying, what our masters are saying, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Let there be happiness for all. Huh? Happiness for all, including me. Why you are saying to repeat this mantra again and again? I am saying it because peace and happiness are a matter of choice. Your anxiety and stress enters into your mind by default. First reason. Second, when you say that I have an anxiety, you express to the thought, then only you have an anxiety. Then only you have a stress. If you don't express the stress, anxiety, reaction, and blame by a thought, show me your anxiety. So a seeker reflects, oh yes, it is, you are right. So that is what I'm saying. Let there be happiness for all. Repeat it. So when you repeat it, that very thought first will change your those thoughts which causes the anxiety. By constant repetition, the thought will help you to recognize the feeling associated with it, and then you become a seeker. Where is the problem? But we don't want to do it. No, I have understood it. No, understanding alone will not work. Contemplate and reflect. How? By repetition, by doing the practice. Example, you normally people tell me that I have a habit of waking up at 6 and from 6 to 7 I listen to you, I do your practice. But when I wake up at 7, one day I'm late, I don't do any practice, I get ready and go to the workplace. I said, is the workplace more important than your meditation? So you have to go back the previous night, what happened. It means you have to practice meditation before you fall into sleep so that your mind wakes you up. Mind wakes you up if you have to take a flight at 5 a.m. It wakes you up at 3 or 2. You wait. It will take 1 hour to take a flight. Oh, I woke up at 2, it's okay. Why doesn't it happen for your practice and commitment to the meditation? Why it doesn't happen? Why it happens, taking a flight?
Because aim of the life aim in the life.
So I have to bring that knowledge into recognition. I have to hammer the mind. You are doing something wrong. This is the priority. This is most important. I should not leave it. And one day, it's okay, I woke up at 7 and I have to rush to the office, it's okay. But when you return, you repeat the meditation practice twice to give a gentle punishment to the mind that next day you have to wake up in time. Why? Aim of life. That will help you change the mindset. That will also dissolve our ego. No, but we are living in this world. Yes, we are living in this world. What we are talking? What is our core topic today? It's the worldly knowledge and self-knowledge. Worldly knowledge, So there are two types of knowledge. Yes, there are two types. One is purely the material knowledge or objective knowledge or worldly knowledge or knowledge about the material world and the material phenomena that includes your personal, professional, social and the family life. So is there any other type of knowledge? Yes, there is other. That is self-knowledge. That is subjective knowledge. Both knowledges are different, yes. Both knowledges are different. One is the deeper transcendental reality, other is purely the material apparent reality. My mind is tickling to this material reality so deeply that it wants to perceive the self as some material reality. And that causes the deep delusion, ignorance, and big ego. First, comparison. One is subjective knowledge. Subjective knowledge is always transcendental. Other is objective knowledge. Objective knowledge is all about the object, all about the things in the matter, our behavior and attitude that we express in our personal, professional, and social life. One is subject and other is the object. So I have to learn. I have not to apply the knowledge by which I know how my computer works. It will not work how the self works. So in order for the seeker to understand, Master says the real self never works. It is not a doer. It is not an enjoyer. So it sows the seed in the minds of the seeker. Why the hell it is there? Oh, so does this light works when we are listening and speaking? I'm speaking and you are listening. Does the light works? No, light does not work. I'll bring an end to this session. Light will continue to be there. But without the presence of the light, nothing can happen. So is the light doer? No. Light enjoyer? No. Master, by an example, gives you some idea. Okay, let us see, let us understand. Subject, object, material world, worldly knowledge, self-knowledge. Worldly knowledge, self-knowledge. So we say Laukik and Alaukik. What is the source of the Laukik knowledge? Laukik means material, physics, chemistry, biology, Google, Bing. Where is the source of self-knowledge, Eastern wisdom? I have to remind by repetition, conscious contemplation and reflection. I have to remind during the day. How many times you remind during the day? What I have to remind? I have to remind that what I see, hear, feel isn't the whole story of my life. Tell your mind, are you ready to unlock a deeper reality than your daily TikTok account? TikTok, you see many reels. One reel you see the fight, other reel you see people are hugging, third reel you see sensuality, fourth reel. The same thing happens throughout our day. Since we wake up in the morning by seeing and hearing and feeling, I have to remind that it is not the whole story of seeing, feeling, living personal, professional, and social and family life. There is something beyond that. Something beyond contemplate and reflect. Or something beyond, so I will have $10 million. Today I have 1 million. No, no, no. Both are objects. Beyond that. Beyond that. Should I marry once again? No, no. Beyond that. Is there, oh no, I fought with it and I felt a guilt, beyond that. So I have to sit down. What is beyond? What is beyond? What is beyond? Can I find what is beyond with my sense organ? Answer is no. So, okay, then what the mind should do? Just see that whenever you are engaged in the material world, try to leave everything in your contemplation. Why? That is our worldly knowledge. That is our everyday worldly reality. It is how we crush it at work, learn new skills, or get the degree, continue doing that. It is the objective world. We all agree. Gravitation always. Bank account, social norms. Beyond that, you are saying beyond that. I don't understand. That is why the Eastern wisdom is there. You have to follow. That is what the master is saying. Dream job, yes, you get the dream job. That is also objective reality. We have to go beyond. Oh, dream wealth. I got it. No, it is beyond that. Alaukik knowledge. This is transcendental, suprasensory. Aurobindo used to say it's a suprasensory reality. Suprasensory means beyond the senses. Beyond the senses. Beyond the senses. Beyond the senses. You reflect and your mind naturally will help you close the eyes and beyond. Allow the mind to live into that state, even for a few seconds, few minutes every day, couple of times. Then only we understand that what exactly we are talking of, this knowledge of the self. Now see what the master is talking about. Master says this worldly knowledge is like the waves. You know physics, you don't know chemistry. You know chemistry, you don't know neuroscience. Waves, different waves. Different waves. So similarly, the worldly knowledge means my thought, my emotion, my daily wins and my daily failures. And what is this self-knowledge? Thoughtlessness, emptiness, mindfulness, Buddha says. So I have to observe, mind, are you fascinated, inspired, motivated to move beyond all these thought, feeling, and emotions, daily successes and failures for some time? Means that I have to practice meditation. My job is relative, my real self is absolute. I, being the husband, is a worldly knowledge. I am the real self is absolute. I am a husband to someone. It does not mean I am husband to everyone. Then only I will become absolute. It is not possible. Same way, I have to ask these questions. Why? To get rid of the delusion, to get rid of that ego, and to move the mind into the state of the humility. Just let me imagine and visualize while watching the TV, the screen is not moving. Can I maintain an awareness the screen is not moving and a horror movie is going on, romantic movie is going on, or whatever it is going on? Can I see? See means can I see through the mind? See means here, can I become aware? We use the same language, seeing, hearing, practicing, but it has a different meaning. At least until now, for half an hour, my computer screen did not change. But half an hour has passed. I have spoken too much. Can I maintain my awareness in that? It will loosen the hold of my delusion. I have to live. It will make me a great seeker, Laukik, our ever-changing. So what conclusion I can draw? Ever-changing reality, ever-changing worldly experience, never-changing reality, screen, water in the way, waves in the ocean. So now the Master gives us a tip. It says if you identify with what is changing, it will cause the suffering. And if you are free from it, you simply don't identify. You just see that we are casual. Half an hour has passed, means time has passed, time has changed. Body has moved. I have spoken for half an hour. That is, but behind that, like the screen that did not change, there is something in me that did not change. So I have to remind myself. Why do I have to remind? You rightly said, aim of life. I have to remind, but I forget and I'm not able to remind. Extreme delusion. The guy who told me that I drove 5 hours going in, 5 hours coming, going to the Master, and I'm frustrated. So getting married, you are frustrated. Getting $1 million, you are frustrated. I can understand. You have never felt going to the Master, seeking his blessing is greater than 10 marriages, greater than $10 million. If you have that attitude, then you are a seeker. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. Don't go there. And he told me, yes, I will not go. But today he again attended the session. He recognized his mistake.
Why he didn't invite Master to the marriage?
You see, yes. So I have to argue rightly with my mind. Whenever I'm surrounded by anxiety, stress, duality, conflict, you told me in the last session, so that's why I changed it. I have to work there and then. If I don't work there and then, it will create impressions, it will accumulate those impressions, and then it will cause lot of challenges to you, and that will block your progress. Yes, I talked a couple of Laukik, and Alaukik means worldly knowledge, self-knowledge, subjective and objective, changing and the unchanging. So we have to keep all these in the mind. But why? That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. I told you, it is 200% scientific, logical. But why? Why you are saying? I have understood it. No, you have to apply. But why? So the
To
master
reach happiness, enlightenment happiness, to reach the real self.
yes, that is one. Let us make it more simpler. Are you tired of emotional roller coaster? Do you get upset during the day? Do you fall into anxiety? Are you more do you have a fear? Yes, I have all of them. So you'll be able to get rid of that. What about awakening? Awakening is after that. First you change your attitude. Your answer is also perfectly right, yes. But then I have to recognize that limitedness in my mind. Then I have to throw it out. But how it is related to what you said, the worldly knowledge and the self-knowledge? Question comes. And the master then answers beautifully. Anytime and every time you experience anxiety, duality, conflict, blame, reaction, marriage, divorce, money, no money, success, failure, it is all based on something outside you. It is always something outside you. It is not you. But you think it is you. You think it is you. But it is not you. Tell me, any anxiety which is not outside you means the cause of that anxiety, duality, blame, complaint is not outside you. Tell me. Oh, my honey is not listening to me now. Enough is enough, so I will divorce and remarry. So you have a sense of anxiety, you have a sense of attachment, you have a sense of expectation. It is outside you. Yeah, it's a part of the worldly knowledge. Worldly knowledge limits, fast cuts, slightly chaotic. But why? Well, again, why? Cause and effect. We all seek happiness. We want to build our happiness. How? Happy house. House is not happy. If you are happy, then house. Oh, happy house, happy wife. No, if you are happy, the wife has to be happy. Or even if the wife is not happy, you're still happy. Happy, you see craziness of the mind, happy meal. Happy meal. There is no happy meal, there is no happy wife, happy house, there is no happy honey. Why? It's the worldly knowledge, worldly object. The world does not contain happiness. How can you say happy house? That is why we are understanding how the worldly knowledge in disguise cheats our mind. Mind accumulates those impressions as if there is a happy house, there is a happy wife, there is a happy meal, there is a happy sleep, and etc., 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 etc. So the master says, you are attached, why, to the worldly knowledge, worldly objects. Why? Because of the likes and dislikes. But every time you are seeking happiness, you crash like the computer crashes. After some time. If I overburden the computer with lot of programs, obviously it has to crash. Ah, happy wife, okay, no happy wife. Then happy house, no happy house. No happy meal, no happy meal. So happy sleep, there is nothing like happiness. So now the master says that you don't have, you have to achieve, is the self-knowledge which is calmer, more reassuring, peaceful, unchanging. That is why the master speaks this. Something deeper, it is present in you. You need not to go anywhere. You have to find in yourself. You have to remove the curtain to see the sun. Sun is still present behind the blackout curtain, but I don't see anything about the sun. I have a blackout curtain behind me. So mind does not believe it. Mind does not believe it. Mind is ignorant about it. Mind is totally dark about it. So the master says you have to repeat it. You have to listen and learn, contemplate and reflect and practice until you recognize there is a blackout curtain, that is ignorance, and then you remove it and you will find the sun. That is the whole process. So do you see? You have to combine the worldly knowledge, self-knowledge, subject and object. And the senses cannot perceive. Senses cannot perceive that deeper self-knowledge. Without the senses, I cannot perceive the worldly knowledge. So I developed a delusion that without the senses, if I cannot see the world outside, how can I see the self without the senses? That is the cause of wandering of the mind. If I understand it clearly and I maintain my awareness, that these eyes cannot see the real self. These eyes sees the wall and my master's picture and the clock. Where is my self? No, I cannot see it. So you are a great seeker. You continue the journey. And then your knowledge reveals in your mind. What knowledge reveals in your mind? I want to see my real self outside me. Very good. Then who is going to see that real self? One real self is here and other real self is there. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understand it, but
so I have to get rid of the obsession of my senses and the mind. That is what is known as the emptiness. You need not to control it. You have to understand it. The right turn is your house. Why you are taking a left turn? That understanding should be there. And when you have that understanding, the thoughts are not there. Why? Because I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm in Gilbert. Why should I go to Phoenix? But the mind does not understand. It says, yes, by going to the Phoenix, I will take another route. Where I am? I am already in Gilbert. Did I not tell you the couple went for a party, they drank too much and they returned home? The husband was totally intoxicated and then he looked at his wife and he said, beautiful, cute girl, thank you very much inviting me to my house. Can you drop me to my house today? You are already in your house. Wife continued convincing him, you are in your house, I'm your wife. No, don't tell me. You look so beautiful, but my wife is so ugly. Why? Because I have lot of impressions. Second deviation, third deviation, fourth deviation, that is what the distraction is. Otherwise, so I understand there is no distraction. Why? Distraction is because of my sensual perception and past memory. My past memory, my perception of the senses cannot help me to see the real self. So when I reflect in meditation, mind is already empty. Why? I'm not looking for any thought. But for that we have to be very alert and attentive. One master says it easily. Our external focus creates suffering. Now see that. Another master says, our external focus. If I don't have a focus, my mind will not have a thought pertaining to my perception, my feeling, my emotions. Nothing of that sort. Do you see that? Our external focus of the mind creates the suffering. Focus means likes, dislikes, attachment, duality, conflict, and true peace comes from realizing my inner stability. I can only see a horror film if the screen of my TV does not move. Or romantic movie. My screen should not move. Or the Animal Planet. My screen should not move. Here also in the computer, screen should not move if I have to see you and you have to see me. So I recognize external focus, mind, external focus, thank you, not required. How many times I have to say, until the mind changes its attitude. Practical, pragmatic. Practical, pragmatic. It is, I don't want to use the word, but I'm still using, it's a knowledge practice. There is no practice of the knowledge. You are Michael, so you are Michael. I need not to repeat, I understand it. But to have that understanding of the self-knowledge, we have to follow certain steps. If we don't follow, it will not work. One master says, two different masters. First master says, I forgot his name, our external focus creates suffering. Yeah, even the Maharishi Raman used to say. But then another master says the true peace comes from realizing your inner stability. Screen. No change. Think like this. How you think? Think like this, that if your happiness is like a button, you are constantly refreshing, constantly anxious. But if your happiness is your own steady internal energy source, you are powerful, you are grounded, no matter what happens externally. Button by remote control, you need not to do it. Why we suffer relying on external, changing the worldly things for happiness? Roller coaster, pleasure and pain from external validation. Oh, today I was so happy eating lunch in that restaurant. Pain, pleasure, roller coaster, the search. What exactly I'm searching, aim of life? What exactly is this aim of life? I'm not looking anything in the world of name and the form, the worldly knowledge. I'm looking beyond the senses, beyond the mind. So the master gives us a clue: screen versus the movie, monitor, screen versus our live session, wave versus an ocean. It gives so many examples. Oh, yes. The blackout curtain in the sun. Master. So we laid the foundation. You have to listen to it, write it down, that what are the practices you have to do it every day. By how many practices you have extracted. I'm into anxiety, so I ask myself why. My mind says, I'm not happy. Why? My honey didn't listen to me. Tell your mind, go to hell with this thought. I'm happy inside. Why I don't want to rely on anything outside. So you repeat it, that becomes a practice. Another, should I add here today? Yes, we can add here today. One is the conventional reality. What is the conventional reality? It is universal. What is universal? You are already an engineer, so gravitation, universal, friction, universal for light, universal. Matter, atom, molecules, electron, proton, universal forever. Universal. So our mind is seeking something universal in the world outside to be happy permanently, not possible. Why? What is universal in the world outside, my mind perceives it differently. It has a subjective personal experience. Okay, bread is okay. No, bread is very excellent in this restaurant. Bread is one, same, cooked in the same way. But my personal experience is different because based on the mind, subjectively. I understand.
Yeah.
So it means my all experiences do not have the clarity, and the knowledge answer is yes. You have to examine each and every one. So what are your experiences? No, I get anxious because of you. I react to you. Oh. Oh. So it means I'm constantly reacting throughout the day. 99% yes. It is my subjective, my personal experience. You say my honey is very reactive, and a friend of yours who is also looking at your honey, look at this, his honey is so beautiful. I should have got married. This guy, my friend, is crazy. My subjective experience is different. So I have to find out what exactly is one universal experience. For example, with honey. Honey is a label. Wife, husband is a label. Beyond that, women is a label. Why my experiences are different? Because of likes and dislikes. I am not happy, satisfied. But why you are not happy, satisfied, physical, emotional, and mental? Behind that, what she is. There is no he and she is the real self. So what happens to my reaction, blame, and complaint? It was at the superficial level. It is gone now. So I find one subjective reality that is universal to everyone. The way the gravitation is universal, the way friction is universal, or light is universal. Well, physics principles. You are an engineer, so I thought I should talk more of those. It's universal. I have to find that universal. So when I find that transcendental reality in me, that is why it is known as it is beyond the senses. Not a big deal. I have to reflect again and again. Reflect again. Reflect again. So here is a practice. What is the practice? Knowledge is not a practice, but still I'm using it. So I have a reaction and anxiety, so I look for the cause. My expectations are not met. So that is why I have an anxiety and reaction. I have strong likes for this and strong dislikes for that guy. Oh, that is why, I have a past impression. Oh, he insulted me once, and that is why. All my subjective experiences is personal, it is not universal, so that I will drop it. Why? I have to go deeper. So when you go deeper, you find yourself totally in a different state. What is that different state? For example, think in this way. Now there is no anxiety, there is no blame, there is no complaint. In the mind, subjective experiences of the objective world are absent. And if that is absent, you will find frequent sense of emptiness, frequent sense of steadiness and calmness. That is what we need to reach that. When? The moment you wake up in the morning until you sleep. I will fail, I will succeed. I will succeed, I will fail, but I have to do it continuously. So when I do it continuously, I reach to that state where I can get some glimpse of the transcendental. From the beginning you get how to get that glimpse of that reality beyond the worldly, beyond the material world. So think of it, we will take up this in our